Well, life certainly isn't supposed to be easy in prison, but the Travis County jail system in Texas is taking that one step further. It is removing the one thing that inmates look forward to each week: in-person visitations. That's right, there will be no more face-to-face visits allowed. Inmates will communicate using video chat from now on. But on the upside, visitors will be able to see and speak to the inmates from the comfort of their own homes. Law enforcement officials say that this decision was motivated by crowded jails as well as a need for more safety precautions. The Travis County jail system is not the first place to do this, nor will it be the last. But we want to take this opportunity to question the practice as well as the rights of people behind bars. What should they reasonably expect to have? To help me do that, Dr. Susan Phillips, as a researcher and an analyst at the Sentencing Project. Thank you so much for joining me. So first of all, it costs $20 for 20 minutes of video chat time, which is less than a $4 a minute phone call that is currently the system in a lot of places around the country. It's about the average phone call. So it saves the inmates and their families money, and it saves the jail money as well. Is this a good thing?
In my opinion, it's a mixed bag. My concern in this case is with children whose parents are in prison. And there's 2.6 million children today with a parent who's either in jail or prison somewhere. And they need opportunities to visit with their families. And so on the one hand, video visitation opens up the possibility that more children may be able to speak with their parents more often. But nothing replaces face-to-face contact. And I think for correctional facilities, what we know from research is that video visitation is a good behavior management program. Inmates who see family members sort of have less infractions while they're in custody. And so you can see from the correctional officials' position, it saves them the costs of guard to monitor people coming in and out of the facility, and it's a good behavior management tool.
Sure. Now, as you had mentioned, a 2010 report actually estimated that 53% of people in prison are parents. And as you had mentioned also, that's 2.1 million children. So what does this do?
But that's prison.
And that's prison.
It's prison. There's also jails, and many more people are in jail than are in prisons.
So what does this, as you were talking about, what does this do to the children's psyche? I mean, obviously, we're not only punishing the parents who are in prison at this point or jail at this point, we're also punishing the children, are we not?
Right. I mean, we often forget that when we pass sentences on adults, that their families are being punished along with them. Their families who have not committed a crime. And so for people in prison, in the past, they would have to travel great distances, maybe 100 miles, to go visit somebody, only to find out that visitation was canceled for the day. They'd have to go through searches and things. So, yes, to be able to visit from home, from a local community center, could be a plus. But for children, particularly young children, there's nothing that replaces contact with their parent. And so on the one hand, we see correctional facilities that have taken steps to create visitation areas that are less frightening and disturbing to children. They'll have play areas and they can interact with their parents rather than having to sit very still in one chair while their parent sits in another, or worse yet, visit their parent through a glass barrier. So we've got this one movement going on, and at the same time there's this trend towards video visitation, which cuts out the possibility of that contact.
Now, obviously, this money is going somewhere. Most of the $20 goes back to Securus Technologies, as the company that actually runs the video chat system, and it actually paid for its installation as well. So can you talk about, obviously the prison inmates are the ones that are losing out. Who's gaining?
Well, it does seem that there's the potential for profit to be made here, and that there are companies emerging to capitalize on that. So supposedly those fees are for managing the scheduling of the video calls and security. I just wonder, my cell bill, I have a great carrier. For everything is $60 a month, which means I can pick up my cell phone and Skype away at as much as I want all month long for $60. So I'm not sure where all these fees are going, except that in Idaho there was a sheriff that claimed that their jail system had made $2 million off of the visitation. That's $2 million coming out of the pockets of people that don't have the money.
Right, it's an extraordinary amount of money, and obviously someone is gaining from it. It's still to be determined who it is.
There's talk about advertising on the video.
Wow. Okay, well, there you go. There you have it. Dr. Susan Phillips, she's a senior research analyst at the Sentencing Project.